What's up, everybody? A very, very, very pleasant good evening to you all. Hope you all had a fantastic day. What an awesome day for the future of LSU. And by no means do I mean that in a way to be disrespectful to Joe Alleva. I know he wasn't a fan favorite, certainly by the end of his time in BR, and I get it, I do. But man, I also believe that really good days are ahead for LSU athletics, man. The more I think about it, nabbing Scott Woodward, the most significant hire for LSU athletics since they hired Nick Saban. I mean, I don't think that's hyperbole. I think this is the most significant hire that LSU has made in athletics since they hired Nick Saban. It's a massive day to go get that kind of an athletic director, to get him from your division rival in his 50s, where he potentially could be your athletic director and provide stability and coaching hires and forward thinking and leadership for the next 15 years. It's just massive. Like, what a day. So anyway, I've been talking about this. Many of you have probably seen this on social media, but our friends at Calandro's, and they're the best. If you love whiskey, and a lot of you hear me talk about whiskey, and my affinity for it. I've been meaning to do this. I wanted to get by and pick up their barrel pick of Old Elk, which is this here. This is the Old Elk blended whiskey. So here's what I was going to do. I have not opened this yet. It's still got the wax on it, or the plastic, I guess. But anyway, I wanted to open it, test it live. I'm going to love it. I know I am. But anyway, I figured we'd drink it live, and then I'll kind of give you a little review of it, and then. You know what I need to do? And then I'll answer your questions. Oh, here it is. Almost forgot my little guy. This is the Old Elk Topper. I love this thing. What do you see that if you haven't seen it yet? So anyway, and then I will we'll talk about the AD if you want. So I see all y'all watching. I'm gonna hit the share button if y'all want to share it as well. And by the way, so many of you told me after the news on Sunday when Will Wade was reinstated, you were super bummed that I didn't do a Facebook Live when Will Wade was reinstated. So I figured on this day, certainly owed it to you. So anyway, let's get into this first, and I'll get to all of your questions. What's up? Brooke Barnett, what's up, dude? I bet you wish you were over here right now, man. Nathan Somed, what's up? Chuck Bizzett, Roy Moore, Jack Davis. Look at everybody watching, man. Appreciate y'all. Craig Schilling, Lee McCaffrey, Cody Anderson, shout out, y'all. Kelly Davis, Blake Canfield, God, it's a real AD, great day. It is a great day for LSU. It's also a great day because your boy went to Cali High. How about it, Scott Woodward, Cali High? Okay, so first thing I want to point out here, and we're going to get to all the AD questions and comments, so if y'all got that, fire away. Boyer, Colby, Kirk, Ryan LaRussa, my dad's watching. Pops, come over and have you a little whiskey drink with your boy. So anyway, first thing I want to point out before I even pour it, I want you to notice the difference in, I hope you can tell with the color, if you can tell the difference in the color of the two whiskeys. I'll show you even clearer whenever I pour them. But this is Old Elk. This is the gold winner, the 2018 gold winner of the San Francisco International Spirits Competition. It is in the $50 range. If you were looking for that price, it's amazing. I love the story as well. Greg Metz, see his name spelled, who is the master distiller. He is essentially the godfather of American bourbon. If you drink American bourbon, you're probably drinking, well, I guess all American bourbon, but if you're drinking bourbon, you're probably drinking something that Greg Metz distilled and created the mash bill for. So anyway, Old Elk hired him and said, we want you to make us something awesome. And this is the product of their labor of love in Old Elk, and it's already winning awards. And another reason I love it is the CEO of the company is a guy from Baton Rouge who I've come to be friends with, so I'm super partial to it as well, and it's an awesome product. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this. This is a blended whiskey, okay? So this is a blended straight bourbon whiskey. This is just a straight bourbon whiskey. It is not blended. It is a barrel pick, so this is straight out of the barrel, not mixed with anything. This is a blended whiskey. And the biggest difference you'll notice is this one, the barrel pick, is going to be hot. This is 110 proof and 55.25% alcohol by volume. This is 88 proof. So again, 110 proof, 88 proof. So this one's going to be a little bit lighter, and you're going to notice that in the color. So put on my Old Elk topper. So here we go. Love that little guy. Gave myself a healthy pour. All right, now let's go ahead and open this one. Again, and another thing I love about this, and so this is a hand-selected barrel pick by Mark and Taylor Calandro over at Calandro's in Baton Rouge. So it means there's no more of these. This is it. It's their barrels that they selected for Calandro's and for sale only at Calandro's. So part of it is certainly the cool novelty. They always get their own labels for a barrel pick as well. I am super, super big on barrel picks. If you get into the nuance of drinking whiskey and you enjoy trying different stuff, look for barrel picks, especially from places where you trust their taste and what they're looking for. So this is bottle 56 of 210. So there's only 210 of these ever. So if you're in Baton Rouge and you love trying cool stuff and new stuff, we're going to pour this one together and we're going to try it. And I'll give you an honest assessment. Oh, God, that's so beautiful. All right. Let's have a little splash. All right, first thing I want to point out, as we mentioned a moment ago, put that there. You can notice the color difference if you can. Put the nose on it. This is the blended, and then this is the barrel pick. See, now I would expect to get, with 110 proof, I would expect to get more alcohol on this one. And one of the things I love about Old Elk is, man, I'm getting my nose in there. I'm barely getting any alcohol at all. So it's just like, I don't like things that bite, right? When I take a sip, I don't want to be blown away. I don't want it to be too hot, which is why I love the Old Elk, the blended, which is 88 proof. So it's something that's super appeasing if you just want to sip it. But you can even tell, I'm looking at it right here. You can tell the difference in how dark the barrel pick is. Anyway, I'll go ahead. That's sweet too. Okay, I'm gonna go with the barrel pick. I love the label that they came up with too. You can see it's got the number on the label. It's got Calandro's. It's got hand selected by, and it has Taylor and Mark Calandro's name on there as well, with the little elk drinking on it. So really cool design. It's a novelty for that reason, but you're always gonna get some little nuance. Let me go with the original blended first. Something I've had a bunch, but cheers. It's so good. The thing I love about it, immediately you get a little bit of that rye, that sweetness from the rye immediately on the tongue, because it is blended. It goes down so smooth. I never get like this cough reflux, or I never, I don't like anything to be too hot down the chute. For me, like sometimes when I'm pouring something like this that's 110 proof, sometimes I'll pour it and I'll just let it sit for 10 minutes or so, just to let it open up and breathe a little bit to get some of that alcohol sensation off of it. So get a little shot of water. By the way, if you're ever doing something like this, like a flight or sampling, just get yourself a little cup. This is a big plastic cup, but get yourself a little cup of just room temperature, just tap water. You don't want it to be cold. You don't want it to dilute your taste buds. So just something to get the original flavor out of your mouth, sensation out of your mouth, and go on to the next. So I'm excited about this. So this is the barrel pick. Again, this is 110 proof. This is just straight bourbon whiskey. This is not blended. This is straight out of the barrel into this bottle, into my glass. So cheers. It's amazing. I love the long finish. Like, it's still finishing. You can always tell how good and full-bodied a whiskey is, in my opinion, by the finish. If it wears off quickly, then it's probably a little too light. This is, like, I'm still tasting it right now, so I'm still finishing on it. One of the things I love about it, you expect that with something that's fuller like this. The other big difference is you get an oakier flavor here. So if you like something that's that charred oak barrel flavor, you're going to get that with the barrel pick. This is sensational. To be 110 proof, which is something that is pushing my limits of of a higher proof whiskey that I can drink and really enjoy without feeling like I need to dilute it with some ice. Normally, if I'm drinking at 110 proof, for me, that's something I mentioned I got to open up before. You say I just poured this 2 or 3 minutes ago, so fantastic. This again, Old Elk. This is the Calandro's Barrel Pick. The Old Elk is 50. This, I believe, they're retailing for $59.99, so right about $60. So again, it's something that you gotta enjoy, and I would say it's something you'd have to want to do, and to sample them side by side is always fun. If you can ever do that, if you ever can get a bottle of something and a barrel pick, try them side by side. I think that's fun because that's a great way to be able to illustrate for yourself the difference and the nuance in something that's essentially the same, but not. Obviously, you have a blended and you have a straight bourbon whiskey. You have a different proof, but it's bottled the same. It looks very similar, but clearly they're very, very, very different whiskeys. So it's really cool to try them side by side. So anyway, cheers. Go pick up the. I don't know how many of these they had left. I only had them when I was there. I went last Friday. They probably had about 10 or so on top of a barrel, like in the whiskey section. This was Perkins, by the way. They probably had more in the back, but I don't know for sure. So, I just really enjoy what Old Elk is doing. It's one of my new favorites. And if you're looking, a lot of people ask me often for, okay, what do I do if I want to go to that next step up? Like before you get to the $70, $80 and obviously $100+ bottles, but you want to step above the $35, if you drink like Gentleman Jack or Jack Daniel's Single Barrel or something like that. Maker's 46. If you want to step up a bit, this is a great place to be, is here with Old Elk. So y'all check it out. All right. Now, all right, so now let's get to you, okay? I know y'all want to talk about athletic director stuff, I promise. So y'all stood with me for about 10 minutes to talk about our whiskey, so let's do it. Kirk Taylor said, you know what? Pour Mr. Elijah Craig. Cheers. Cheers to you. Let's see. Jacob Hibbert, if Miles was the AD, he'd insist on trying to hire head coaches that were dead or retired. What does that mean? But stop that, bro. Chuck Rowe, Brady Beacom, Scott Bork, Mike Dwaron, Casey McKenzie, Karen Didier, good morning. Casey Landrum, Screw Sports, what's this compared to, say, Whistle Pig? Okay, I'm glad you asked. So now y'all got me started, right? So Whistle Pig is my jam, and Whistle Pig has a million different offerings, but speaking of barrel picks, they probably don't have it more of this, but I will show you. Anyway, so here is Whistle Pig tenure rye, which is in the $75 range. This is my jam. I love ryes. I could drink this forever and ever and ever. If you gave me one reasonably priced whiskey for the rest of my life, Whistle Pig tenure rye. This is the Calandro's Whistle Pig, but this is, and it's the 10-year rye, but it's their barrel pick. So again, it's a single barrel, and you'll start to notice some of the differences. Like the rye is 100 proof, their barrel pick is 119, so a little bit hotter, obviously. And this is 13 years old, the barrel pick, whereas Whistle Pig 10 is 10 years old. So you get into some great nuance. I'm telling you, barrel picks are awesome. If you really want to get into, and that's the Calandro's Whistle Pig barrel pick, but they're different. So that's why I would always say, man, find your speed, find what you like, and something I would always encourage you to do: go to a bar that has a really good selection, and try, sample something, and to just decide if you like it before you go buy a bottle of it. And sometimes, honestly, if you go to places like a Calandro's or someplace with a nice selection, if you're looking to buy something really good, maybe they'll even let you, if they have a bottle open somewhere, it's worth asking. They may have a bottle of something open where they can pour you a little sip so you can try it. So it's worth asking that as well. Let's see. Scott Bork, sipping on Elijah. I got a lot of y'all on Elijah Craig, didn't I? For me, the best value there is in whiskey. Elijah Craig, small batch, about $27 for a bottle. The value and the quality you get at $27, unmatched. Elijah Craig, small batch. Give it a go. Jordan Richardson, what's up? Stephen Beach, Kentucky Owl. Which one? I got my Kentucky Owl 11-year rye over there, which is maybe now you're getting the premium rye. That's probably my favorite one. I got a really good Willet rye too, which is fantastic. Brandon Stewart, David Schultz, what's up? All right, let's see. Devin Kelly, the feed is terrible and choppy. It's not on my end. It might be your Wi-Fi, dude. Robert Ellis Boudreaux, does it make a good old-fashioned? I would not use this for an old-fashioned. And actually, some people would call this sacrilegious, but I don't care. I say to each their own, drink what you like. I really enjoy using a rye for an old-fashioned. Try Bullet Rye if you want to make an old-fashioned. Try Bullet Rye. That's a pretty good one to go. That's reasonably priced. That you can use for mixing. Speaking of the devil, Taylor Calandro watching there. Cheers. Cheers, dude. Go see Taylor at the Calandro's on Perkins. Dude knows his stuff, man. Dude, Taylor, the barrel pick is amazing. Let's see. Derek Menace, trying to get tipsy on a school night, healthy pour. Bro, I didn't even realize this one is a pretty healthy pour. I wasn't even thinking, but I did give myself a healthy pour. Let's see. Jim Stevens, cheers to you, Matt, and my boy Luis Gonzalez for bringing this to Baton Rouge. So Luis Gonzalez, not that Luis Gonzalez who beat Mariano Rivera in Game 7 of the 2001 World Series, but Luis Gonzalez, who was a Most Blessed Sacrament fighting Pelican, who is now the CEO of Old Elk, living out in Colorado, I believe Fort Collins, right? Yep, Fort Collins. And doing awesome stuff, man. Let's see. Bruce Parker, what's up? Josh Long, good morning. Let's see. Chris Williams, where can I get a bottle to try? Go to Calandro's. The barrel pick is Calandro's on Perkins. And remember, you'll notice it because it has the special barrel pick sticker on the side, the logo on the side. So that's how you'll be able to tell the difference between the two. And the price is about $10 differential as well. That's a good one. Jason Aguilar, big barbecue at Turner and Kane tomorrow. That's cool. Good. I thought you were talking about BBQ. BBQ Seafood or BRQ Seafood, they actually have a really good whiskey selection. If you want to go try stuff, that's on Jefferson. They're a good place to go if you want to go sample stuff. Mark Allen, Old Elk and a tomahawk steak is a badass combination. I like it a lot. You know what I'm excited about here? I thought really this was going to end up going more toward the AD, but all of y'all are asking about whiskey, which I'm fired up about. Aaron Bertrand had them both, but oh gosh dog it scrolled off. Sorry, man. Scone is smitten day, indeed. Oh, look, so Calandro's Perkins jumped on here, and whoever that is running the account said they have a good bit left. So they got some barrel picks left. Y'all go pick them up at Perkins. Clint Nauta, what's up, dude? Jerry Lemoyne, what about on government? I don't ask the Perkins folks. Okay, well, they just answered it. Government has it too, so they have it at both. Let's see, Matt Boyles, what's up? Let's see. All right, here we go. Patrick McKenzie, how long of a timeline do you think they have to hire one? If you're talking about an AD, I mean, it's done, dude. Scott Woodward's the guy. If I had to guess, and I don't know this, if I had to guess, I don't think LSU was anticipating the Scott Woodward news leaking today. The plan was going to be to announce Joe's reassignment today, but they were not going to announce Scott Woodward today. But the A&M side with Billy Lucci got a hold of it, and Billy's awesome. I mentioned before, he's the most plugged-in guy that there is at Texas A&M. And so I think that I'm guessing here, that sort of reassessed LSU's plans. My guess is they were probably going to announce Woodward on Friday and have a press conference on Monday, and that may still be what they do. But they may push that up to tomorrow to make the formal announcement tomorrow, since it's already everywhere, and then still hold the press conference on Monday. Because you don't want to have that press conference on a Friday, you bury it. You have that press conference on a Friday, you lose all the momentum of introducing him on a Monday and having the whole day to digest it and have all the replays and a big deal about it. Let's see. Jerry Lemoyne, thanks. Sun lives close. Sun lives closed. Old Elk for Good Friday in Grant Parish. Cool. Get it, man. Katie Arnold Godan. I like Blanton's. Let's talk AD. Blanton's is good. I can show you my selection of Blanton's over there. I got a lot of barrel picks of Blanton's too. But I like Blanton's. But Blanton's is one of those things where it is very overrated. It's the juice in the bottle is good. The price is good. You have people that collect the topper, so they have this like perfect trifecta. But there are things that are way, way, way better. I got a bottle of Henry McKenna. The tenure right there, which is, I'd take that over Blanton's every single day. It's $35. But Blanton's has done an awesome job building their brand. So let's see. Kirk Taylor, trivia is going crazy. Trivia is Trivia Carter, for those who don't normally watch. Trivia watches Morning Scone every day, and whenever people talk about my booze collection, he just calls me an alcoholic and laughs at me. Or I don't know if he's actually ticked, but either way, he's a good dude. Boy Sharbo, Matt, why don't you drink scotch, bro? I just don't like it. I just don't like it, boys. I have tried. I tell you what, like maybe a super premium scotch I could get into. Like I really like Johnny Walker Blue Label. A buddy had a bottle, brought it to a pool party we had last week at my brother-in-law's house, last year I should say, and I enjoyed that. I sipped it, enjoyed it. Had another ounce of it on family vacation last year, enjoyed it. But your Common Garden variety scotch, I've just never gotten involved. It's just a little too smoky for me. It's not my speed. So maybe one day I'll develop it, but that's just not my speed. Amy Crane, Jason Meigs, what's up? Mark Allen, you ever get that $500 from Dwayne? Heck no, man, never. Chad Chenevert, I am missing the L and A of Blanton's horses. I love Blanton's, so smooth. I wonder if I have an L and an A. I got like 10, well, I shouldn't say it, but I got like 10 bottles over there. A lot of people get them and they gift them. And it's just like if you ever see it, you just get it and you stockpile it because it's hard to get. So I probably have an L and an A in there somewhere, Chad. You can email me and I'll let you know, or message me. Or someone on here probably does. Linda Walker, let's see. Katie Godin, Eagle Rare is good too. Angel's Envy, Michter's, and D. Let's talk KD. I do like Eagle Rare. Have a bottle of that. I got the Angel's Envy and the Angel's Envy Rye, which is very good. It's pricey, but it's a very good rye. It's finished in, if I'm not mistaken, it's finished in cognac casks. What's the Angel's Envy Rye finished in? Is it rum? It's rum cask. That's what it is. So it has a really sweet flavor to it. Angel's Envy Rye is fantastic, but it is pricey. I wish it wasn't $85 or $89, whatever it is, but it's good. Let's see. Jackie Caruso, what's up? Jeff Herman, what's up, dude? John Melanson, let's see. Flynn got that Kirkland's knocked out. I'm going there. I'm not even going to the Costco whiskey from Matt Flynn. No, thank you. You need an Old Elk Intimidator. You know what else I have? They also have an Old Elk Rye, and I have. Well, I can tell y'all. Y'all can tell I'm a fan, man. But there you go. Here's the rye. So this is a straight rye whiskey from Old Elk. So you can tell they've got the blended whiskey. This is the barrel pick from Calandro's, and this is the Old Elk Rye. So awesome stuff, man. They keep expanding their collection. I'll keep buying it because it's really, really, really good stuff. Todd Boudreau, let's see. If y'all got questions about the AD stuff, fire away. Some of y'all saying talk AD, fire away. I'll answer your AD stuff. Jeremy Fontana, we need Kim for LSU basketball. Get her away from Baylor. So y'all got me on a good night where I'm feeling good, and I'll tell y'all some stuff to whatever degree I feel like I can. This is not a gut feeling. This is much more than a gut feeling. If LSU ever really wanted to go in on Kim Mulkey, they could get her. I firmly believe she would leave Baylor for LSU. The issue is she's making $2 million right now at Baylor. My guess is she's about to get a nice pay raise after winning the national championship. So if it comes down to it, you'd have to pay your women's basketball coach $3 million a year. Are you willing to pay your women's basketball coach more than you're paying your men's basketball coach? And my guess is the answer would be no. So while I do think Kim Mulkey would leave Baylor, I do. I think she would come to be home, to be in Louisiana, to have a chance to coach the Louisiana school, to recruit Louisiana. I absolutely feel like she would come home. But to have a chance to win a championship at two different schools, which I don't believe has been done in women's college basketball, I absolutely believe Kim Mulkey would come to LSU. Not guessing. I'm telling you based on conversations I've had. I believe that would happen. I just don't know that LSU's gonna fork over that kind of cash. Let's see, Dawn. What's the price of Old Elk? $50 for the blended, and then the barrel pick I believe is $59.99. So about $10 difference there. But again, it's one of those things where you have to be into it to appreciate the nuance and the difference between the two. But either way, this is a really good $60 bottle of bourbon. If you pour it, it's going to go down the hatch. Amen to that, Devin. The more I drink this too, I'm starting to get a lot of the spices. Definitely have cinnamon in that one. It is spicy. The barrel pick is spicy, but it's not hot. And I like that. I like that I can drink it smoothly and get the spice and get the fullness of the flavor, and it's not just burning my taste buds. Like I have a bottle of like this. I'll tell you all this, man. 1792 full proof, which means it is the full proof. It's not diluted at all. This is 125 proof. I can't even drink this. It's for me it's oppressive. I would imagine if I ever drank gasoline, it would taste like that. So that's a lesson learned. I bought that bottle because I wanted to try it. Whatever it cost me, $40-$50, I don't know. That's been sitting there for like 2 years now. I've had one drink out of it because I can't drink it. So I offer it to people when they come over. They want something that's a heavier proof, but I just can't drink it. So that's a lesson. Go to a bar, try to order something at a bar first, taste it, see if you like it. If you then go buy a bottle of it. C-Mac, rye and get some good cherries. Boom. Xardo cherries give the old-fashioned a much different taste than the cheap ones. Got them at Calandro's. Yes, indeed. I'm a prisoner to my grandfather's old-fashioned recipe, dude. I just use his and I never change it. Bro, Brett Gardner hit a grand salami on Brett. I saw it, dude. It was so awesome. I was fired up. Bro, look, check me out. Got my Yankee shirt on. I was watching. I was still on air when Martinez hit the homer for Boston, so I was a little bummed. I got home and watched the end of it. It was awesome. Let's see. David Bowen, what's going on? Chris Keller, where's the star of the show? Drew. Drew is, I think, watching Sesame Street with his mom sitting on the couch in there. Eric and Drew are in there. I'm surprised. He's probably heard me, so I'm surprised he hasn't jumped in here. Arthur Coco wins the press conference, I think, Monday. Bruce Parker, Matt, is it a done deal? As done as a deal can be without there being a press conference. Yes, done deal. That's why I'm sitting here drinking whiskey with you fine people tonight. Madison Gilmore, what's up, Happy? Adam Boland, good morning. Or not good morning, good evening. Kyron Harris, if you want a barrel pick, drive to Hattiesburg and get a Jamie Ferris pick at Lincoln Road Package Store. Good looking out, dude. Actually, you know what? I have a friend. Actually, because Calandro's Traction is opening up a Hattiesburg location. Chiwilli's been back and forth. I'm going to have him stop and get me a bottle. Let's see. Taylor Calandro. Hey, Matt, nobody wants to hear you jabbering on and on about whiskey. Shut up, idiot. Then ask questions. Kip Kippers, what's up? Rami Kasem, still got to get you on the Japanese whiskey. Yeah, I've had a few. Dwayne Desitel. Let's see. Frankie Schmidt. Hey, Scone. Had the Scone roll at Ichiban tonight. Pretty good. It's fantastic. Chris Williams, Todd Walker for hitting coach. I don't know if Todd would want to do that. I would be all for bringing on Todd Walker, bringing on Terrio, someone like that as a hitting coach. I don't like, because number one, the pay isn't great. Number two, the hours stink. You have to have someone that's just desperate to do that. That's why this whole third assistant thing is a gigantic deal. Like, imagine if you could bring on, imagine if LSU, for instance, could pay Ryan Terrio $100,000 a year. He didn't have to travel. He didn't have to go recruit. All he had to do is show up to practice every day and help the hitters hit. Do that every day. I think that improves LSU, you know? Anyway. Let's see. Heath Simcoe Doze has the best and best. Are you talking about old fashions? I've heard that. I've not had it. Well, I have had a Doze old fashioned. Jay Ducote, actually the folks at Doze last year on Jay Ducote's segment, the Bite and Boost segment on AFR, brought us old fashions. It was quite good. I did enjoy it. Val Browning, 1792 is good, but that's 1792 foolproof though, Val. That's the one that is. Let's see. Can't drink. LSU dropped another. LSU dropped another midweek game. Get over it. Better times ahead. Cheers. Like, do y'all realize how awesome it is that LSU just hired away a superstar athletic director in his 50s from your rival, which has an $8 billion endowment that can pay whatever they want, that has great leadership, a treasure trove of cash, and you just plucked him away like that. You are not nearly as rich as they are. You don't have nearly the alumni support that they have. You certainly don't have the administrative support because LSU's administration is... it's amazing. And what it shows is Scott Woodward's love for LSU and Baton Rouge and his family and being home, which means he's going to be super passionate about the job. The guy's got his dream job, like, that he can have till he retires and stay home. And this is, if you just joined us, I said this 20 minutes ago whenever we started this, however long. This is the biggest hire in LSU athletics since Nick Saban. This is the biggest hire since Nick Saban because the tentacles will touch everything in LSU athletics for the next 15 or 20 years. You have a proven stud hirer making every significant hire over the next 15 years. You have a guy that is a fantastic fundraiser at engaging wealthy people and donors to say, we need your money and here's why. I mean, I don't think people know this, but LSU's fundraising for the football ops renovation is off by 7 figures. No one will say an exact number, but fundraising is off by the millions of dollars for that project. I mentioned this on AFR today, and this has been low key because nobody's mentioned it. LSU, for the first time ever, has had to delay the tradition fund deadline because people are renewing. It's not just big money boosters, it's everybody. That's coming off a 10-win season in football. You needed something you needed a unanimous home run hire, and you got it. This is so significant that despite the fact that for months or even years, you have LSU fans clamoring to get rid of Joe Alleva, and on the day it finally happens, nobody cares because you just hired Scott Woodward. Yo, amazing day today. Amazing day today. Derek, does the new AD care about winning or losing midweek games? That needs to be your number one question at the presser. Get out of here, bro. Are you happy that Joe is no longer the AD? Scott Woodward is a better athletic director than Joe Alleva. So yes. If you ask me would I make this trade, 100 times out of 100 I would make this trade. Matt, what about Willett Reserve? I enjoy Willett Reserve. I've got Willett Rye down there, which is fantastic as well. Willett's good stuff. Kirk Taylor, LSU playing tomorrow. Any update on Hess and Reed? Hess threw some, and they think he might be available this weekend. Not sure if he's going to start tomorrow, but he threw and could be available. They may start Hilliard and use Hess out of the bullpen. So all of you who want Hess out of the bullpen, maybe you'll get your wish over the weekend. Let's see. You ready for 2021 LSU football at Kentucky and the Bourbon Trail? Oh, that's a great idea, Blake. What a great idea. Brian Arsenault, Donald Amy. Let's see. Rusty Abear. A couple more. Matt Jimbo doesn't have buyout clause. Any truth? I haven't looked at his contract. I don't know. And quite honestly, you're not firing Ed this year anyway. Probably not firing him next year. Unless things went really bad the next 2 years. So you got some time to worry about that. But whenever the time comes, and Scott Woodward will make a football hire. Mark the tape. 9:42 p.m. on Wednesday, April the 17th, 2019. Scott Woodward will make an LSU football hire. I'm excited. Jimbo might not be the guy. Maybe he gets the next Nick Saban. Let's see. C-Mac, good to see a very talented, well-respected LSU grad come back to help lead the university. Glad one is coming home. Katie, so you're celebrating the new AD? Not the best hire since Wade. The best hire since Nick Saban, Katie. Old West Campfire Smoky, definitely a winter whiskey. True, Kirk. Of all of the Old West, and you can see I have Rendezvous Rye, I've got Double Rye, I've got Midwinter Night's Dram, I've got Yippee-Ki-Yay, I've got Campfire. Campfire, because it's blended with Scotch, is probably my least favorite of them, but it's not bad. I like Old West. I think they do a good job. Let's see. Kyron, a few drops of water to it, bring the alcohol by volume down. I don't like to dilute it, though. I like to drink it neat. You're right, but I like to drink it neat. Let's see. Any more? Let's hear Granddaddy's recipe. Nope. And a really good story about this. So my grandfather, my Gramps, it's my mom's dad. His dad in New Orleans in the 20s was a mixologist. That's what he tended bar. That's what he did. So kind of an awesome guy. And so this is that recipe for an old fashioned. Chad Arnold, you suck. Yankees don't suck. You suck. Jeannie Darling, do you think Alexander will be next? What are my other options? I think King probably makes it through the election in November. I have heard prominent people mention names as a possible replacement for King Alexander, including what's his name? I'll tell you his name right now. That's not him, man. That's not him. Oh. President of the UL system, Jim Henderson. I got confused because Jim Henderson, the radio Jim Henderson. Jim Henderson is a guy that I've heard mentioned as a possibility. Tuck that one away. Long way to go on that, but tuck that one away if you would. All right, I'm going to go quick, y'all, because I'm going to go spend a few minutes with my fam. But do you think they can run King out? Our Channel 9 LSU historian is not a fan of Alexander. There's a lot of people that aren't a fan of King Alexander. I'm not either. Do you think Maneri's on the hot seat or close to it? No. Are you insane? He just got a contract extension last year, and they're 9-6 in the league. They're one game out of first place. They were the national runner-up 2 years ago. On the hot seat, what are you talking about? Like, do LSU fans ever step back and just think about how insane you sound sometimes when you talk about baseball? You sound just ridiculous. Hot seat. The guy was a national runner-up 2 years ago. He's been to Omaha 13, 15, three times in the last 5 years. Been to Omaha. Yeah, run him out of here. He sucks. Underachiever. Yeah, it's going to Omaha every other year. It's what an idiot. How much he sucks. Whatever. What do you think will be the AD's first act of business? Probably like put some pictures on his desk. Maybe some staplers in the drawer. Michael Shingleton. What's up, Michael Shingleton? Cobble drinks gasoline. Is that a fact? Hey, Shingleton. You got to be on air in 13 minutes. What are you doing here? WBRZ. By the way, I think you're going to have some scone on WBRZ tonight. Y'all check out Channel 2 in Baton Rouge or stream it, WBRZ.com. They came by today. Sydney came by today, and they did a little piece on the firing and the Joe Alleva stuff. So anyway, go check it out. Shingleton you should be doing the news right now in 13 minutes. Well, I guess I'd probably be watching Facebook Live too. It's good show prep for you. Cheers. Greg Daigle gave up alcohol for Lent. Ooh, man. Looking forward to trying Eagle Rare and Weller's Special Reserve. Yes, sir. Weller. I got a lot of Weller in there, man. Special Reserve, Antique, 107. Weller 12 year is the bomb. Chris Williams with Alleva stepping down and Wade coming back. What's the chances Nas, Waters, Smart, Mays all come back for one more year? Not related in any way, but Nas and Waters are gone. Don't even give that another thought. Don't let that occupy another minute of your brain. Nas, Reed, and Tremont Waters are gone. They're not coming back, okay? Focus on Javonte Smart, Skylar Mays, and Emmett Williams. Focus on them, okay? And I think all three have a great chance of coming back. Let's see. How long do you think the leash is for Ogeron? Keep winning. You've got a long leash. Scone, try Noble Oak. Double Oak Bourbon. Finish in Sherry Cask. Ooh, that's interesting. Liqueur, I like that. Okay, we'll do. Let's see. Do you think the board will let him be, or will they control him like they did Joe? Well, keep in mind, keep in mind, not everybody on the board was unanimous about this move. So that means higher above the board is where this move came from. So if the person above the board facilitated this, you just bypass that whole layer of bureaucracy, and that's exciting. Cheers. Because don't think for a second that Scott Woodward, before he signed that paper, didn't say, hey, by the way, I'm not doing this, and they better not ever come over here again. New sheriff in town, bro. New sheriff in town. Still waiting for the LSU release. I'll exhale then. True, but it's done. It's done. David Abear, what's up, man? Good to see you, David Abear. Chase Ogeron, I'm hoping he doesn't have to make a football hire. Good years ahead. Look, I'm guessing by the last name there's a relation. Chase, understand, he's 54. If he's at LSU for the next 15 years, he's going to make a football hire. Ed's not going to coach at LSU for 20 years. It's just not going to happen. So it's not to say he can't have success, but let's be realistic here. Coaches are hired to get fired, and the expectations are greater, and he's still trying to go head-to-head with Nick and all that stuff. So, Chris Robert, Cameron Gober, what's up? Chris Callahan, Whistle Pig. Tenure, Calandro's Barrel Pick. By the way, I also have my 12-year. I got the Boss Hog over there, 2 different Boss Hogs, a 3rd and 4th edition. What's I'm gonna get? Let's see, Deborah Todd, what's up? Jamie Leday. Woodward going to give out burner phones as soon as he arrives on campus. We have reached that point of the Facebook Live. Brad Ellerby, I've been trying to hear your thoughts on this 4-hour drive. Couldn't get much to keep playing. Fired up you're on here. Well, thank you, Brad. Appreciate that. I can't believe you can't get the podcast. Like I was listening to it earlier, the show podcast. So check that out, man. Last thing, Christopher, was Alexander the miffed person or the supporter of Joe? Is that why Joe is basically King's assistant? I don't think that there was discontentment there, but King was not the miffed person. The members of the Board of Supervisors were largely kept in the dark about all of this, which is why they were miffed and not pleased. They were only informed yesterday that this had happened. For people that feel like they have a giant sphere of influence and then find out they don't, that's, I think, humbling for some of them. And I think that's what transpired here. That's why they were miffed and not pleased. You had some supporters of Joe on the board, and they just completely bypassed him. Someone who swings a pretty big stick bypassed the Board of Supervisors and went above them to get this done. Louisiana, baby. Cheers. Steve Scott, settle down. Let's go to drink up. Cheers to that. Jamie Leday saw a WWL report. There's more to the Will Wade situation. Of course there is. I mean, the NCAA is still going to come snoop around. There's been reports that there's more wiretaps. Whatever. Be specific, WWL, or I got no use for you. I have no use for lazy journalism or lazy splash reports that you try to pass off as news that are nothing. Give me something more than that. There might be more. Of course there might be more. What's your point? The sun might come up tomorrow. Of course the sun might come up tomorrow. What's your point? Ain't news? Come on. Let's see. Anthony says, well, all these damn preseason expectations, how are we supposed to react? The same way you do every year, Anthony. They're 9-6. It's the same exact record they've had each of the last 5 years, halfway through conference the season. And in every year but last year, they ended up as a national seed and hosting a super regional. And in 2 of those years, they went to Omaha, and 1 of them they went to the national finals. So just relax, Broseph. You had 15 more conference games. Don't do this. Don't do the thing where they lose a series and you lose, or a Tuesday night game against ULL and you lose sight of the fact that Chase Costello and Will Rapole gave up 3 runs because they kept walking people. Got to be able to see the forest through the trees, baby. Come on. Treetop view. Not narrow view. Treetop view. Not narrow view. I hope Craig Schilling's watching because he's going to make that a meme. Cobble's watching as well. It's a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Topper of the barrel pick looks like... No, this is the barrel pick, by the way. And this is an antler. This is from Old Elk. It's their topper that's a pourer. It's phenomenal. It is an antler. I love it. All right, I got to get out of here. I'm going to go spend time with my family. Love y'all. Hit the share button. Shout out to everybody. God bless America. Oh, wait. Cobble. Shing doesn't work. He's got riders for that. Meanwhile, I'm back here pounding gasoline just to stay awake. You know what? Michael Shingleton lived next door to my wife. I wonder if... And there's a very funny Shingleton story. They were in that condo place off of Bluebonnet near Burbank. You know where that Burger King is? That driveway that runs back there? That's where she lived when I met. And Shingleton lived next door to her. If he's still watching, he would probably crap his pants if we told this story. Is he still watching? No, he's not, because it's 9:54. Oh. Let me go see. Let me go see if Erica will tell this story. All right, but she's not going to want to be on camera, so I'm going to put it on me. Let's see if we get Erica to tell this story. Hey, babe. All right, I'm still on live, but I'm not going to put you on. I'm not going to put you on, okay? All right. By the way, look, this is what we do. We watch Sesame Street with Drew. Look, there's Drew and Erica cuddling on the couch right there. It's very sweet. Erica. Yes. Cobble's watching and Shingleton is watching. Aww. And Shingleton. Aww. And I said Shingleton lived next door to Erica. Yes. For a while. Do you want to tell the Shing story?
No.
Why not?
No.
Cobble said go for it.
No.
Why not?
Because it's embarrassing.
Well, I mean, we've all done embarrassing things.
I wouldn't want to tell that story unless he wants me to.
Well,
I can't compromise having Pat and I like me. Go to...
No, sure.
Hey, bud.
Say hi.
Hey, bud. Okay. Hey, Drew, what are you doing?
Just tell your audience that Shingleton used to live next door to me.
I did. Shingleton lived next door to you, and what did he do one night?
One night he went to the wrong house.
Was he inebriated?
It was like 4 a.m. and he beat on my door until my whole apartment shook. And so I called my dad, who came over and told him the cops were on the way.
He said, "Hey, bub, what are you doing?" He's like, "It's my house." He's like, "You're banging on my daughter's door, bub. You're banging on my daughter's door, bub." Uh-oh. Well, Drew bumped heads, so that means this is over. Drew's crying now because there was some head bumping in there. All right, so, all right, I'm gonna go help settle down Drew. Oh, y'all hear him screaming, poor guy, poor little guy. All right, the glory days soon to return. Ah, so good. Anyway, Old Elk. You've got the rye, you've got the blended whiskey, you've got the Calandro's Barrel Pick right there. So go buy Calandro's and pick it up. Appreciate our friends at Calandro's. They're awesome. Y'all have a great night. Remember, Calico produced the newest LSU athletic director and also produced state championship in 2015. How about that? So good. Parker Fontenot's kick. Your boy got to be on the call. Calico. Y'all have an awesome night. All right. See ya.